Hello everyone, this is Direwolf20 and welcome to episode 36 of Direwolf20's Let's Play series. Oh, I'm getting all kinds of seeds and wheat. Gotta love watching that stuff flow through. I'm just hanging out in my basement. As you can see, I was coming down to check on my liquid XP, which we've actually got a pretty good amount of, almost 120 buckets. That's nice. What I've been doing is kind of manually moving this stuff from here to there and filling this guy up as necessary. There we go. Nice. And we'll even put this little bit back here. I am still doing it manual because I want to be able to get experience directly from the berries as needed. And then, of course, while standing in there, sometimes I absorb a little bit, so I just run over and dump it. Nice. Loving it. So that's going pretty well. Now, I want to start working on a little bit more infrastructure today. There's something important that we're going to want to start being able to make, and that would be steel. Steel is very useful and important. There's a couple different ways to go about making steel. One of the ones I'm going to go with today is the blast furnace from Railcraft. It's pretty useful material. You can use steel for all kinds of important stuff. You can use it to make, you can make basic tools with it. You can use it for a whole bunch of interesting machines from Railcraft and some other machines from some other mods that we're going to get into pretty quickly, I would think. Yeah, definitely. Going to get into some really cool stuff very soon with steel. It's going to be necessary for some of the interesting stuff that we got. So let's get started making steel, but of course I'm not going to just go ahead and build a blast furnace. I'm going to automate it. That's right. We definitely want to make sure that we have a good supply of steel with us pretty much all the time. So here's a good way to go about making steel. If you're going to go with a blast furnace approach, a good way to do it would be to make blocks of steel at a time. So what you can do here, looks like NEI doesn't have the recipe for it, but you can throw blocks of iron into your blast furnace and get steel. So that's the approach I'm going to take, because it'll be pretty much a lot quicker, because we'll get 9 ingots instead of 1 at a time. So first off, let's look at what's involved in making a blast furnace. So it's a multi-block structure, as you can see here. That's 3 by 4 by 3. So we're going to need about 36 blocks of blast furnace brick. Now it's hollow, so you really only need 34, but since you get 4 at a time, we're going to wind up making 36. We're going to need 9 sets of this. So we're going to need 36 soul sand and nether brick, and we're going to need 9 magma cream. Okay, so let's get some of that going. Magma cream. Oh look, we happen to have just exactly 9. Nice. Probably have 10, but you know. Soul sand, we're going to need 36. And nether brick. Cool. That should get me what I need. Alright. Hey, where's that other nether brick? There it is. Cool. 36 blast furnace brick. So that's kind of going to be the start of our blast furnace. So it's really easy to make. It's a, like I said, 3 by 3 by 4. So it needs to be 4 blocks tall. And it needs to be hollow in the middle. So just like this. And you'll know you've built it right if you get that little hole there in the middle. You'll see that it's working, and you can right click and it has a nice little interface. So like I said, real easy to use. Simply drop some charcoal or coal coke. Now we have both, right? So if we were to take a look here, we do have coal coke laying around, and I haven't really been using it for much. But you can also use charcoal in here. It's kind of up to you. Coal coke lasts a lot longer than charcoal, but coal coke is pretty neat, so maybe I'm going to, and I have just tons and tons of charcoal, so what the heck, why don't we just use charcoal for now? And I'm going to go ahead and request just 1 block of iron for the time being. Cool. I'm guessing more charcoal coming this way. Nice. So if we just toss these guys in here, we'll see it start to cook, and it'll start burning up this iron and turn it into steel. Thank you, Blast Furnace, you're doing a nice job. So in order for that to work continuously, we need to set up something to automate it. So what I thought would be a cool idea, let's get a chest. Request. Now here's the thing with the chest. It takes a really, really long time to request this chest. Why? Well, because we have to wait for the wood to come all the way from our tree farm and make its way all the way over here and start, auto crafting and all that stuff. So maybe, just maybe, it would be cool to make this a little bit faster. Let's get some pipes. What do you say? So what do we have by way of logistics pipes. We have a request logistics pipes. We have crafting logistics pipes. Let me just get 2 of these guys. I know I want some lappies because that's how you get a supplier pipe. I also want a provider pipe. So provider logistics pipe is just a redstone chipset and torch. Request and request. Cool. So let's get ourselves a provider pipe, like so. 1, 2, 3, provider logistics pipe, and a supplier logistics pipe, which I'm pretty sure is something like this. Yes, supplier pipe. So what I want to be able to do is set up this chest so that it's always got what we want it to have. All right, so let me set this up. Where am I going to put this thing? Let me think. All right, guys, so what I'm thinking is maybe right along here somewhere might be a cool place to put this, just because it looks like a good spot. So I'm going to have a provider pipe here, and then we can have transport pipe here, a supplier pipe here, and then the chest here. And what will happen is the provider pipe will provide to the network, and the supplier pipe will keep the chest synced and running and everybody happy, right? So basically what we can do here now is say, try and keep a certain number of items in this inventory stocked at all times. So one of the things that is always slow to keep stocked in here is wood, right? So why don't I grab myself a few pieces of wood, like let's say 64. That looks good, right? So it's obviously going to grab it from here, but then for the wood to show up, it's like, all right, let's wait. Still waiting. Still waiting. And still waiting. Come on, wood. You guys are taking a long time. Oh, there we go. Finally, we're getting some wood. There we go. Hooray! So in order for this to go a little bit faster, what I can do is say, hey, do me a favor. Always keep 128 pieces of wood stocked. That'll look good, right? I think 127 is the max you can put in the interface here, it looks like. So what it'll do is it'll constantly be requesting 127 pieces of wood to be stocked in this inventory at pretty much all times, okay? Now here's the cool part. In previous versions, you guys might be thinking, here's a problem, right, Dyer? If you're gonna go ahead and allow this chest to both provide to the network and supply the network, well, you know, when this thing needs wood, isn't it just gonna pull from this inventory and just loop around and around and around? Nope. There's special coding built in so that it checks. Both these pipes know that they're part of the same inventory. So what they're going to do is the provider pipe will not provide to a logistics pipe or a supplier pipe that's hooked up to the same inventory. So you can see it's not constantly requesting and supplying the same wood. It's actually coming from our tree farm again, and it's going to automatically get refilled. Pretty cool, right? Definitely cool. So now whenever I need wood, I can simply request it and it'll supply it directly from that chest. So I can say, hey, give me like, I don't know, 10 pieces of wood, please. And it'll come right from there. And then it'll automatically refill itself. Nice, right? So you can see it just made a request and we should be getting some more wood in a moment here. And yeah, here it comes. Cool. Not bad, right? So that is pretty neat. Now there's a couple modes we can have it on here. Right now it's set to bulk 50 mode, which will only request items when more than 50% of the requested amount exists in the network. Meh. We can also do bulk 100, which will do that. Partial will always try to keep the inventory supplied with the requested amount of items. That's probably the one I want to go with. Or full will only request full stacks of items to meet the requested amount. So I'll stick it to partial. That looks pretty good. I think that's cool. So what I want to do now is hook this up so that the blast furnace can actually start cooking. So you can see we didn't have nearly enough coal here to get stuff going. So let's request ourselves the following stuff. First off, we're going to want another supplier pipe. So let's get ourselves another logistics pipe, a basic one, and 2 lappies. That'll keep us supplied with coal at all times. There we go. So you and you. And I might need to jump into bat form for this. Well, nah, I think we're all right. Let's go ahead and grab some basic stone pipes as well. Stone, yeah. We'll get 20 of you just to be safe. Cool. Not bad, right? All right, so we do here to here. I don't want that actually being there, so let's get ourselves some pipe plugs. We'll get 10 just to be safe. And that'll make sure that, ta-da, he can't touch that guy. Nice. So you're blocked off there, and then we're going to keep you supplied with an ever strong supply of charcoal. So let's get a bit of that. Charcoal, we'll request 20. That sounds like a good number. So again, it has to come all the way from over there, but this is okay. We're going to be keeping this thing supplied pretty much all the time, so I'm not going to worry about them taking a while to make their way over. So items to keep stocked 20. That looks good. Next up, we want a crafting logistics pipe here. So let's get one of those. Crafting logistics pipe. So this might take a moment to craft everything that needs to be done, but don't worry. It'll take care of everything for me and do its all magic stuff. And then here comes a crafting logistics pipe. Nice. And what we can say here is, hey, all you got to do in order for this thing to do what we want it to do is place 1 block of iron in here and you'll get a block of steel. Not bad, right? So let's give this guy a minute to cook up his block of steel because we're going to actually need that for the crafting recipe component of this thing. And this is how you can program machines that aren't crafting tables to use a crafting logistics pipe. So we'll be back in a minute when this thing is done cooking. All right, here we go. So we've got a block of steel ready. So all we got to do is say, hey, anytime you input a block of steel, you should input a block of iron, you should get an output of a block of steel. Because this is not one of these guys right here, we can't click the import button. That's not going to work. So we can't just say, hey, import. It's not that, easy. You have to specify exactly what item goes in or items and exactly what item will come out. Okay, so let's give it a try real quick. So all I should do is come over here and say, hey, I need some steel. Request 1. Ta-da! And it should send a block of iron over here. Now it's going to sit there for a while because obviously this blast furnace takes a long time to burn and cook and do its thing in order to get the steel, but that's okay. We'll give it some time and we'll make sure that we get our block of steel out in about a minute or 10. Alright guys, looks like this iron block is almost done being turned into steel, and once it completes here, we should see it getting spit out and sent where we want it to go, which is exactly where I requested it. So what we're going to have here is a system that can automatically turn iron blocks into steel blocks on demand. So I said it's almost done, and it's trying to make a liar out of me. So let's see. Are you almost done for real, or are you lying? It's like, nope, sorry, Dyer, I'm lying. You can see the purple particle effects here on the crafting logistics pipe, by the way, simply saying, hey, I threw something in here and I'm waiting for it to be done. So it's still coming along. Let's see. There it goes. And ta-da, the iron blocks and shooting up this way. So now we know that requesting steel blocks is working. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to come over here and say, hey, at all times I would like you to keep stocked, I'm thinking 15 steel. That sounds like a pretty large number of steel blocks, but trust me, we're going to want to use a lot of this stuff. So immediately, it went ahead and sent to the blast furnace 15 blocks of iron, which is good. So that's cool. One other thing I'd like to do is teach this guy how to turn blocks of steel into individual steel ingots. So we were able to do that, and because this is, of course, something we can import on, we are in good shape. So now we are automatically and continuously requesting steel. Anytime I use some steel, it's going to go ahead and make more. So this is not the type of system you'd want to be an on-demand request, because frankly, it takes a long time for a piece of steel to be made. Okay, that's cool. We'll just leave that way. You really don't want it to just be like, hey, I need 10 steel and hit the button, because like it's really slow, this blast furnace, just because it has a lot of cooking to do, right? So what we've got here now is a pretty cool thing. What I'm actually going to do, I guess I've already got 2 blocks of steel on me, so it's no big deal. I'll just throw that in there. It's not going to change anything about what's been requested or supplied. It might throw that steel somewhere. Not a big deal. We'll be all right. So let's put away some of this junk here that we don't need anymore. Cool. Oh, wait, wrong thing. Derp. Where's my blue? There it is. Cool. That's all looking good. Everything go and get sorted where you belong. Thank you, guys. So that's pretty neat. So we've got an automated blast furnace now. We'll always have 15 steel on hand, steel blocks that is. So that's going to get turned into a lot of steel ingots. Let's go refill this thing again too. Sure. That's good. And you're still running fine? Yeah, nice. All right, guys, back in a moment. Alright guys, we're back. Now, one of the things I'm preparing to build with all this iron that I'm cooking up down here is called a steam boiler. This is a very powerful way to generate energy for pretty much any system. Industrial craft, build craft, thermal expansion, you name it. You can build a lot of things that use steam power to generate energy. So one of the things we want to get going with that steel is a steam engine, or a steam boiler, and in order for this thing to get the best use, we want to find something called a firestone. Let's take a look. So the firestone here is an ore that typically spawns underneath lava in the Nether. So what this means is we need to go jump into some lava and find ourselves some firestone. That's going to be a little bit tricky. But don't worry, we have a good way to go about doing it. Okay, so firestone ore, very powerful, very cool stuff. I'm going to show you exactly how these things work. I might not be able to finish everything that's involved in making this very powerful firestone that can charge things and do all kinds of cool stuff, but we'll definitely finish it up next episode if we don't wrap it up today. So one of the first things I want to do is build myself a hazmat suit. This comes from Industrial Craft. The hazmat suit will basically protect your character from almost any kind of external problems that you might run into. So there's some really cool stuff you can do while wearing the hazmat suit, and what I'm doing right now is crafting everything I need for it. So the last thing I need, some rubber boots, and we're good to go. So maybe I want to get another one of those armor stands. That would be neat. Maybe an armor stand for my hazmat suit. So some stone slabs and some iron, huh? Okay. Iron, 2. Stone slabs. Do I have any in here? Looks like no. Do I have any? Yeah, I'm good. Cool. You go away. And I'm guessing my armor stand should sit like maybe right here. I could have like a couple sets of armor stands. That would be neat, right? There we go. So I've got a hazmat suit sitting next to this thing. So what I'm going to do is make sure that I'm wearing this hazmat suit. So let's get it all going. As a matter of fact, I might... Maybe I'll just wear it, bring the whole thing with me. Yeah, that might not be a terrible idea. Let's keep our armor on because we're about to go into the Nether and who knows what kind of interesting stuff we'll find in there. But we'll make sure to bring this with us and then we'll put it back on the stand when we're done with it. Sound good? Alright, so let's head into the Nether and see if we can track down some firestones. So I'm a little less nervous about jumping into the Nether now because I've got such awesome armor. But in the past, I'm not going to lie, it's been a little bit of a scary experience. So yeah, lava, definitely cool stuff we can do with it. So let's actually first take a jump over. Let's see, did I mark on my map where I set up? Let's go to Dyer's stuff. Temple, mid-sized essence pool, Nether fortress. Where did I put my lava pump? It's been so long since I placed it in here, I have no idea where it's sitting. I think it's over here, isn't it? Yeah, I can see it. Okay. So let's take a look real quick and see how our lava pump has been doing. Not too bad. We can see we've definitely got a good amount of stuff cleared out around here. And I can see some stuff down here. I think that might be sunstone. Now, if I were to jump into the lava right now, we'd be in a lot of trouble. But if I put on my hazmat suit, I shouldn't have too much of a problem. Let's see if I can find a safe place to sneak in there. Maybe I should build like a little stairwell to get in there. That wouldn't be a bad idea. There we go. Should probably not be carrying some of my best gear with me, but I think I'll be alright. A little nervous here. Alright, let me build this stairwell here and we'll be back. Alright, cross your fingers. Hooray! So it sounds like it's hurting me, but it's not. I'm okay. Haha, look at that. So I'm really not even taking any damage at all from this lava, which is kind of nice. And I should have no problem getting out. Cool. So now that we know that's working properly, we're in good shape. So I was hoping that I probably would have had cleared up a little bit more lava, but it doesn't look like I have. Now there's definitely a few things over here, but I'm guessing these are sunstones from Ars Magica. They also tend to spawn in lava lakes, especially in the Nether. They'll spawn in almost any lava lake. Yeah, the other thing you'll note here is that, boy, do you move slow in lava. I know you guys probably haven't tried that much to swim in lava, because rarely have you had the opportunity. But let's run over here real quick and see. Is this sunstone? It does look like it. Yes, sunstone ore from Ars Magica. Cool. Did I get it, or did it disintegrate? No, I don't think I got it. Wow, no luck on either of those. Okay, so let me, obviously moving around in lava is going to be tough, and also seeing through the lava is also a little tough. Like, I could go down to the bottom of the lake here and try and find something, but, you know, looking around like this, we're probably going to have a lot of tough time finding what we're looking for. So let me get out of here, and we're going to head back to our main base, and I've got something else I'd like to cook up. So if we take a look in NEI here, we'll see that there's a green sponge added by open blocks. It's any piece of wool next to a slime ball, which I've got everything ready for. Let's go grab that. This sponge will not only suck up water, but it'll also suck up lava, which is cool. So what we're going to do is head into the Nether here. I don't want to use this thing exactly, you know, where I've got everything kind of already running, because I don't want to waste stuff. Oh, fire bats, I hate you so much. But you're not much of a problem with my awesome armor now, are you? So over here looks like, you know, as good a place as any to start looking around for some stuff. Plus it's got kind of an already built-in bit of a way to get in and out. Ah, ghasts. Gotcha. Take that. Alright, so let's make sure we're fully fed. Switch back into our hazmat gear and go jump into a lava lake again. Sounds crazy. Alright, way down at the bottom of this lava lake. We'll know we've kind of gotten to the bottom there when Whale starts telling us stuff. We can just place down this guy. Ta-da! And look at that. Oh, darn. How'd you get destroyed already? You know what? I guess it uses it when it's done. Alright, I'm going to have to go get a few more of those. I'll be back when I've got them. Alright, I made 4 more just because I really don't have that much slime available to do stuff with. So let's kind of head off in this direction here. Let's see if I just place you down. Wow, you got destroyed real quick, didn't you? That didn't used to happen. I wonder if he'd made a change that makes that occur more likely. Yeah. That's not good stuff. I'm probably going to need a lot more of these. So I don't remember the slime, or that thing getting destroyed quite so easily. Darn. We might need to find a better way to go about doing this. Because I really want to find one of these firestones. But they are pretty rare, believe it or not. Alright, I'll be back in a moment here. I've got another idea. Alright guys, so I'm trying to find a good way to be able to explore underneath that lava. There's a couple things I could do. Number one, I could continue to make these sponges, but they get destroyed every time you use them in the Nether, so we're going to need a large supply of slime. Other options might be that we could go with, you know, pumping out the lava and just getting it somewhere and putting it somewhere like maybe a storage unit or something, or along those lines. I'm not too sure, but yeah, let's head this way. In my explorations of this world, I have found something that will help me with the slime situation, or at least I think it will. Let's head off in this direction. Floating up high in the sky sometimes you can find these lovely little islands. Slime islands. They're pretty cool. Uh-oh. I can feel my jetpack weakening. Oh, I'm so close. No! Oh, that's terrible. Oh, I can't get quite so high. That's what it is. The jetpack, I thought it was low on energy. Can't really fly that high. It's getting really kind of close to the top of its range. There we go. I made it. Cool. Now up here you'll find some blue slimes from Tinker's Construct. So these guys are, number one, kind of neat. They will drop on occasion some blue slime balls, which are good and useful. You'll also find this nifty stuff on here. Boing. It's a little bouncy. See? I'm just bouncing on it. It's cool stuff. Congealed blue slime. I wonder if I can convert this into regular, yeah, gelatinous slime. I'm not sure if this is ore dictionaried with slime. Like, you can use it for some things, but not all things. So we're going to kind of have to see what you can do with it. There's some cool stuff that you can obviously see that you're making slimy mud and some nifty slime channels. Those are cool. We'll probably want to check those out at some point. You can also use it for pistons. But the other even more useful thing is right here. Let's go into my backpack of nifty gadgets. Ah, giant blue slime. See, they also drop the little blue slime things. Let's get out of here my axe of the stream. You might count as a tree. Or maybe not entirely. Neat. Okay. But what we get from that is congealed green slime, which then can be converted directly into slime balls. The cool thing about these trees is that the saplings will also drop from them. So we will get saplings, and we'll be able to grow these trees. So we'll be able to farm stuff. Oh wow, look at this. There's a bunch of stuff here. Cool. Good deal? So that's what I'm thinking we're going to wind up with. Oh, I see. It was actually harvesting all the slimes, the blue slime from nearby, too. That's neat. Alright, so instead of doing that, let's put you away. And maybe we'll try with this, the ruby sickle. See? There we go. We got our first slimy sapling. Now, hopefully I get enough of these things. Sometimes you find more or less trees. Sometimes you find more or less saplings laying around. It's not a big deal. Ooh, I even got a little heart canister. Those things are nice. I want to use them very soon. I think that might be the first one I've gotten all season. They're very rare. They drop from any monster. So far, 3 slimy saplings. That's not bad. That's actually a really good start. Cool. Alright. So, what can I do with this stuff? Well, let's go plant them. I'm going to head on home and meet you guys over there. So let's build ourselves a nice little slime tree farm. So we'll do that, maybe this. Does that look good? Do I maybe want to space these out a little bit more? Might not be a terrible idea. I want to make sure that we don't have any overlapping saplings, because while the saplings aren't like the most rare thing in the world, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, that looks good. You definitely want to have as many saplings as you can because, you know, you want to be able to constantly regrow these things. I don't think bone meal works on them, but, well, maybe it does. Let's find out. Bone meal. We'll get 10 of them just to be safe. And I'm always losing that thing. I don't know why it is that I always lose my orange bag, but I do. Is it in here? It is. Somehow, some way, I always wind up throwing it in there somewhere, and it's lost. Cool. Let's see if this works. Nope, it won't even accept it as a right-click event. What will probably work, by the way, though, is the lamp of growth. So why don't I bring these guys out here just kind of as a temporary measure and see if they help to grow things along a little bit quicker. You're doing well in here. I can borrow you for a minute, right? You guys won't mind? Thanks. Much appreciated. Okay. Lamp of growth should work on them. And remember, you get a decent amount of slime balls from each tree, so you don't need to go crazy and have a ton of these getting grown, but it'll definitely help you out. So I'm just going to pop these lamps of growth right along here, let's say. Put like one here and one here. And you in the middle? Sure, why not? Do your thing. And I'll be back in a minute once they grow. One other thing that might help, by the way, before we have to wrap up here, I want to make one nifty gadget. I think it's something like this. Hey, there we go. A watering can. This comes from Extra Utilities. It actually helps plants grow. I don't know exactly how it works. I think it's similar to the way the lamps work. Now you can see here it's listed as watering can empty. Oh look, see, they already grew a little bit, so that's good news. I think you have to right-click it on water, and then it's no longer watering can empty, it's now just watering can. Cool. And you can just kind of hold right-click here, and it'll help to speed up the growth of things. Pretty neat, right? So let's actually just like go do it over here, and we'll see that things grow pretty quickly when it's used. So we might actually build some kind of automation with this thing as well, because I think the effects of the watering can might even stack with the effects of the lamp of growth. So if we put these two things together, that could be kind of cool. And I'm pretty sure I could automate this. I would imagine I could, right? It does a pretty good job of helping grow things. Cool. So we've got that going. Where is my axe of the stream once again? Axe of the Stream. The reason I like using the Axe of the Stream, by the way, not just because it cuts down trees very quickly, but also because it kind of accelerates the drop of the leaves, so that the leaves fall a lot faster too. So let's see. See how much faster the leaves are just like falling apart, basically? Yeah, it's awesome. Nice. That'll do. So I'm going to replant my slimy saplings. I'm going to... Well, let's see. You are 2 spaces apart from each other, right? I'm going to go put these guys back where they belong in their home. I've got lots of extra slimy saplings. I'll wait for those guys to also fall and collect any saplings they get. And then maybe when I put these back down here, I want to test out the watering can combined. Now, it will eventually run out of water, so we'll need to build a system to refuel it, but that should not be hard at all. Let's see, put these guys together here. You can go there with you and you. So now that you guys are running again, let's watering can this thing. Pretty sure this will work. Oh yeah, look at that. Already getting some good stuff. Nice. So maybe something to consider. Combining watering can with lamp of growth might not be a bad idea. Wow, that's actually kind of really fast. That could be interesting. Not bad. All right. Maybe I'll build something next episode to kind of combine these two mechanics. That would definitely be neat. Let's put it that way. All right, for now, though, unfortunately, I do believe we've hit a pretty good wrapping up point. So what I'm going to do is go ahead and turn these congealed green slime like that directly into slime balls. We now have a nice way of getting slime as necessary. We have a watering can to help speed up the growth of things. We've got some steel cooking up that's going to be used pretty soon here. You can see we've already made a few blocks of steel. And believe me, there's been a lot of cuts in this episode, so the amount of time to make steel is obviously very long. But that's okay. We've got plenty of stuff to do now. So we'll be back next episode, have a little bit more of that slime, which will allow us to go exploring in the nether under the lava a little bit more, and hopefully we'll be able to find one of those awesome fire stones. Once we find one, we'll start processing it and infusing it with all kinds of awesome energies, and then lots of cool stuff will be happening. All right, for now, Direwolf20 signing off. Hope you guys have enjoyed the episode, and take it easy.